Moneyball was written by Aaron Sorkin, which stars Brad Pitt, who's a frequent collaborator with David Fincher on films such as Seven, Fight Club, A Curious Case of Benjamin Button. David Fincher also directed The Social Network, which was written by Aaron Sorkin. And I bet you they're all connected to Kevin Bacon in some way.
There are rich teams, and there are poor teams. Then there's 50 feet of crap. And then there's us.
That's $1, man.
What?
Welcome to Oakland.
Moneyball stars Brad Pitt, Jonah Hill, Philip Seymour Hoffman, and some other people who are talented as well. It's the true story of the general manager of the Oakland Athletics back in the early 2000s. He tried to build a baseball team based off of statistics, based off of numbers. Who fields this, who can get the most RBIs, who gets on base the most, who has the best hit percentage, and he wasn't looking at players based off their pure raw talent of being able to play. He tried to build a good team based off of the statistics. And Jonah Hill is the character who helped him do that, and they worked together to try to build a team that a lot of people didn't think would win because it was an idea that was never really thought of or used before.
I need more money.
We're not New York. Find players with the money that we do have.
I like Perez.
Got an ugly girlfriend. Ugly girlfriend means no confidence.
You guys are talking the same old nonsense like we're looking for Fabio. We got to think differently.
There are two different ways they could have taken this movie. They could have taken the very serious route and showed it to be just a really serious event, very dramatic, with a little bit of humor thrown in there, you know. This film has just the right amount of both, in my opinion. Steven Zaillian and Aaron Sorkin are the writers of this film, and as we know, Aaron Sorkin wrote The Social Network. And so this film has a very good script, incredibly clever and witty. Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill, believe it or not, have excellent chemistry with one another. And you wouldn't think of putting them together in a movie, but they worked really well together. And I especially like Brad Pitt's performance. He's really, honestly, one of my favorite actors. He's one of those actors where people give him that image that he's like this incredibly hot celebrity and everything. But the roles he takes and the ways in which he goes about playing his characters, he doesn't act like that. I mean, he plays a lot of really excellent characters. He always chooses really good scripts. And I honestly can't think of a movie that he's been in that I haven't liked for a long time.
Your goal shouldn't be to buy players. Your goal should be to buy wins. And in order to buy wins, you need to buy runs.
Who are you?
I'm Peter Brand.
First job in baseball?
It's my first job anywhere.
And this is one of the last movies we're going to get where Jonah Hill is still fat. This and The Sitter coming out later this year because apparently he's like stick skinny now. But I liked him in this movie. I thought he was good too. The director, Bennett Miller, is the director of the film Capote, which also starred Philip Seymour Hoffman. I haven't seen that film. Hoffman doesn't have that much to do in this movie. I thought the director made a really good looking film. And I'll say that. I'll talk a little bit more about the direction later. Also, Brad Pitt has a really sweet relationship with his young daughter. I loved that relationship. It was like the heart of the movie. Like, there was a whole bunch of conflict with what he was trying to do with the baseball, but all the scenes he had with his daughter were just so sweet and really well portrayed.
In their minds, it's threatening the game. It's threatening the way that they do things.
Hey, Daddy, do you think you'll lose your job?
What? Where did you hear that?
Well, I go on the internet sometimes.
Don't go on the internet. Watch TV or talk to people.
The problem with the movie, though, for me, is that it is way too long. The film is over 2 hours, and for a very wordy film like this, it is witty and funny and clever. There's a lot of scenes I think that could have been cut. I think about 20 minutes of this movie could have been cut, so it would have flowed better, it had better pacing. But for the most part, I really enjoyed Moneyball. I just feel that it got way too long and that it should have been cut a bit, and it made it a little bit boring, and it screwed up the pacing, which is one of the problems I had with the director, because the director made the movie look excellent. There was just some problems that I had with the pacing of the film that made it way down and not be something great for me. Also, the script has a couple scenes in this movie that are just fantastic. There are a few scenes in this movie that stand out, particularly one in which it shows Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill trying to successfully make an incredibly last-minute trade, where they're on the phone and they're talking with each other at the same time, trying to make the trade, talking to the secretary. It was hilarious. It was such a well-done scene.
You're discounting what scouts have done for 150 years?
What the hell am I doing?
What is happening in Oakland?
It defies everything we know about baseball.
Just plain crazy!
I really enjoyed Moneyball. I do love baseball movies, and that will also help me to like it, but at the same time, I think if you don't like baseball, you'll still enjoy this film. I think it has a lot to enjoy besides just people who like baseball. I do. I love baseball movies. The Sandlot, Natural, Field of Dreams, a lot of good movies that I've seen that are baseball films. But I'm going to give Moneyball a B+.
If we win with this team, we'll change the game. This better work. I'm just kidding you.
But if you like my review, you can subscribe to my channel and get Stuckmann out.